Well, this is the time when the advertisement plays, and we should be going over. We're stacking the papers, doing the important things, and game will be starting, and we were all talking and being the important, talking about how much we love Scotch.
This is the part where I'm quiet and you do all the talking. Oh, I'm getting the ad right now. I'm probably behind everybody else.
Oh, there you go. Here we are. And it's going to be my birthday this month, which I totally forgot about. I cannot believe I forgot about my own birthday.
There you go.
Yeah. I know. It's so sad. It's sad that I would forget my own birthday.
It's a good time of the year. My birthday is in late August, and you really pretty much just miss everything. Like everyone's getting ready for school, and you get no attention. There's no holidays in August, so it should be the biggest thing, center of everyone's lives, but it's not.
All right. Oh, the ads are over. We're supposed to be and see. Ads are over, and here we are. Welcome to our live stream. And you may have already noticed it is slightly different. Just a little bit.
Wait till you hear the reason.
Right. So we are nomadic now. That's right. So as we're moving to production on episode 2, we did a serious inventory on how we are allocating our resources, both time and money. And as some of you might know, Austin is like one of the most vibrant tech hubs in the United States, which has impacted smaller studios like us, like Portalarium. And due to the time spent commuting by staff, plus rising expenses related to office spaces, utilities, we've decided to do a little bit of an experiment to go officeless for a little bit. And what this will do is it's going to free up the revenue that we were spending on things like office and utilities and internet access, and the time we were spending commuting, which just got greater and greater on other things. And so that's why you're seeing us stream from our various nomadic home offices versus our office. So we are doing dispersed officing.
So for more details on that too, that's what ate up a lot of my time over the past month. We actually planned this. We didn't show up one day and have our door locked. This has actually been a plan and a kind of a dream for a lot of people. I think most people know that Richard is already remote. We've got Taz, who's also remote. He's in a totally different country. Off and on, we've had different people remote. One of our key team members, Burning Toad, is going to be remote for a while as he goes to China for practically a month. But anyways, this is one of those things that I think I probably complained on camera before. My commute in and out was about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes each way. That's only to go about 17 miles is my round trip. So do not have an office that I feel obliged to drive to. It's a big deal. And for those who also didn't know, we have a lot of people who are already working from home primarily for that reason. So lots of good reasons to do it. And
so,
I was going to give them the excuse. So that is also why I meant to get lots more done this release. Even though I had a trip to Disney World, that was my own fault for planning a birthday trip for the 4-year-old, technically right now. She's going to turn 5 in just a few days. But this is what ate up most of my time this release, was getting it turned out we have 17 servers that ran in the office, getting them all set up and virtualized and moved into a data center so that everybody can connect from anywhere and just have gigabit from wherever they are. And we don't have to worry about power outages, and we don't have to worry about fires. We don't have to worry about any of the other stuff that we normally worry about. So anyways, very cool. I think everybody on the team, at least, is very excited about it.
I gotta tell you, my dog is very excited about it. He's an older dog. He's got some anxiety issues, and he's super happy with me being home because now he gets to nap all day in comfort rather than being cooped up.
Yes, and it's definitely a birthday present for me, which you may have heard. It is my birthday month, and as the scion of chaos, I forgot that it was my birthday this month. And normally, this is the time of year when we have the stretch goals that are themed in Darkstar's honor, and I sort of forgot that, and so we started with the spring stretch goals, and then all of a sudden, then I got gentle reminders of like, where the hell are the Darkstar themed stretch goals? So we actually announced the spring stretch goals, and those were up for a couple of days, and then everyone reminded me, hey, isn't it your birthday? Don't we normally do the Darkstar stream theme stretch goals? And also, where are the recurring Darkstar items that are supposed to be on the show? So we fixed those, and in true chaotic fashion, we changed the stretch goals. So we have new stretch goals. So those are Darkstar stretch goals, and we're giving out some of those recurring Darkstar items as prizes. And that's right, we're doing prizes like we do every week on the live stream. And Chris, how many ways are there to earn prizes?
2.
That's right.
Nailing
Good
it.
answer.
It's working from home.
On it.
Awesome.
All right. That's right. There are 2 ways to win prizes. You can earn a prize by making a purchase on the store, or you can go in the game and use the not so secret phrase. And this month, the phrase is "Happy Birthday, Darkstar." Yes, and I know that is totally self-serving, and that's correct. It is self-serving to myself because it is my birthday. It only happens once a year. So there you go.
And to make up for that, to make sure that's accurately represented, I made sure Star has a big head. Whoops, that's the wrong way. Star has a big head versus my small head.
Right.
Got a big head. Oh, that's on.
Yes. It is no indication of our relative intelligence. Yeah. All right. So once again, you can either go inside the game chat and type "Happy Birthday, Darkstar," or you can make a purchase, and you'll be eligible for prize. And we'll have 2 prize drawings, one at 4:15 and 4:45, and you'll be eligible for those prizes. And as I mentioned, the Darkstar recurring items are back. That's the Darkstar cloak, the Darkstar shield, the Darkstar shield pattern pack, and the Darkstar basement entrance pattern, and the Lord British versus Darkstar battle banner. And while the items in the store are no longer on sale, we did a massive price restructuring. So we had everything at 50% off, and that is actually the new normal pricing for everything that was on our web store and now is in the game in the Crown Shop, which we did a massive refactor of. Again, in honor of my birthday, the stretch goals are all Darkstar themed. And so once we get to 15,000, it'll be a Darkstar wand. 30,000 will be a new Darkstar throne. It'll be reverse colors of the throne we did before. 45,000 will be a Darkstar one-handed sword. And by the way, any purchase during the release counts for this, or participation in the rewards program will earn you these stretch goal rewards. 60,000 will get the Darkstar clock tower. It'll be reverse colors of the current one. 75,000 will be a Darkstar coronated leather helm and a Darkstar longbow. And 90,000 will be a Darkstar themed dungeon room with a clock. Think, sort of a Big Ben kind of clock face in there. And 105,000 will get us a Darkstar Trident. That's our new polearm type that got introduced with release 63. A Darkstar two-handed axe. And if we make it up to 125,000, it will be Darkstar black leather armor. So if you guys saw the Darkstar chain armor, it'll be leather armor in that same style. So lots of cool Darkstar themed items that are the stretch goals for this release. And speaking of this release, it went live yesterday. So congratulations, team, in the middle of an office dispersal. We managed to get the release out and lots of cool stuff. The first round of player-made dungeon encounters are in, and we'll be updating that with multiple patches as we go and adding new recipes and blueprints for that, including the totem crafting stuff. Chris can fill in more details with that. Envy Angel, who we're going to show you here in a few minutes. A bunch of new decorations based on a wish list thread on the forum, including a bird cage and some fishing themed decorations, a bookshelf full of books pre-placed, a bunch of new pirate stuff, including a rough pirate outfit with a peg leg and a hook hand, a bicorn hat, a bunch of treasure decorations, a bunch of polish for the Crown store, the Crown shop in the game, including random daily sales, notifications on the UI about when you have rewards, when there's sales. Component items are now visible when there's an item that has a bunch of different individual items in it. We've got another round of Release 60 live stream items, including ether weapons, torture set, and dragon mask, and a ton of quality of life improvements, including automatic redemption of items. So now when you make purchases of items in the game, they automatically appear in your inventory, so none of this claim reward stuff. As I mentioned, a massive price reduction across the board. So 50% is that we were doing those 50% sales. That's kind of the new normal. We're a ton of polish on the in-game Crown shop, as far as like how things are arranged, what they look like, the descriptions, and then a bunch of stuff that we patched in that was originally slated for Release 63 for quality of life, but we ended up patching in Release 62, including the ability to upgrade lot deeds with crowns, including even ability to take a taxed lot deed and make it tax-free, the ability to upgrade your player-owned town with crowns. We doubled the decoration limits for player-owned towns, and we reduced the square footage that large lots take up in player-owned towns. We introduced a new polearm type pronged weapons. This includes tridents and pitchforks. There's a ornate dragon helm, and as I mentioned before, the return of the Darkstar recurring items. So tons of really amazing stuff in Release 63. You should check it out. And it's cool. And instructions are on the website. You can read all the details there because that's just a brief summary. And then 2019 has tons of more stuff coming up. This is just the beginning. We have one more release in Q1 that's going to have things like fertilizer for agriculture, the Easter items, including the return of our Easter boss, the Arch Lapin, aka Death Bunny. Grandmaster only effects, the first areas for episode 2, and then the rest of 2019 is going to have all sorts of really cool stuff too, including the ability to designate a row lot as empty instead of always having a house on it. Crafting specializations, where you'll be able to choose a specialization in your crafting, and that when you go to masterwork or enchant, that lets you choose your effect instead of it being randomly assigned. More loot improvements, more improvements to fishing, better boss fights, and then all of this culminates in episode 2 at the end of the year with a full revamp of the journal and quest system, theater system, treasure hunting with treasure maps, item affinity and reputation. So as you use a weapon, that weapon levels up and gets a title and extra abilities. So like it'll get, Skeleton Slayer, which gives it a title and a bonus against slaying skeletons. And then you'll be able to trade that weapon with other players. And taming expansions, so including a custom toolbar for your pet, so you'll be able to access your pet skills and use them and trigger them as you wish versus the pet just doing them on their own. Customizable NPCs and expanded permission systems for containers and doors to help improve your ability to customize things like your player dungeons and quests in your towns. And we did a recent live stream about player-made quests, and that's going to just get better and better and more complex over time. So tons of great stuff coming up in 2019.
And there are some questions on some dungeon stuff I wanted to answer. So the dungeons exist. I don't think the players I think they were created and we tested them, but we forgot to swap out in the actual new one for the old one. So I don't think the encounter dungeon, like you can place the piece, but it doesn't turn into an encounter. The thing I'd planned on not doing, turning on until next week, next Monday or Tuesday, was the totem recipe and the totem leveling up recipes. But it looks like I'll probably turn that all on at once in probably the second patch next week, so probably Monday night or Tuesday morning. But that should be in there. People have been seeing the Lich essences drop. That'll be used to level up the totem in case people are wondering what that new drop was. It's basically to craft a tier 1 totem. It takes 100 of those Lich essences that you craft into a Lich totem. And then to craft get the next higher tier, tier 2, it is 4 of those totems. And then to get the one above that, it's 4 of the totem behind it. So 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 100. You can see to get to the pretty high rooms, it'll be a lot of time. We didn't think that that was a big problem because you guys are out there killing liches all the way, or all the time anyway. And they're 100% drop on any lich above a certain level. And actually, there's a totem drop that can come off of some boss stuff too. Anyway, they were asking questions. I thought.
I have a question. How about we hand out some prizes?
Prizes, yes. Great. All right. So
that's a good question.
the rough pirate outfit goes to 1-0. The Dark Star fur-colored cloak goes to the YOLO Soliv. The Lord British versus Dark Star battle banner goes to Mathar Stoneleat. The Dark Star shield goes to Duncan MacLeod. The Dark Star shield pattern pack goes to Cersei Phoenix Fire. And the Dark Star basement entrance eternal pattern goes to Robin Hood. Congratulations, all of the winners. And thank you, Sanyo, for reminding us about the prizes.
You're welcome.
And how many ways are there to be eligible to win a prize?
2.
2 ways to win a prize. You can either make a purchase in the store, and right now that's either crowns or episode 2 access, or you can go inside the game and type "Happy Birthday, Dark Star." Those are the 2 ways that you can be eligible to win a prize. All right, I'm almost done chatting. Only 2 things left to talk about. One, a couple of projects to back. Last day of the Machina Kickstarter. That's Mary Flanagan's new project. It's the last day of their Kickstarter. They're doing great, but always great to have more. Remember, she does these really awesome board games, and Richard was featured in one of them. And upcoming events, Daggers in the Dark by the New Britannian Theater Troupe is tomorrow at 8 p.m. game time. And then Monday is the Release 63 dance party. And that's going to be in Ordinus Mortis. And wow, I went to look at the decorations they did for that. The carnival slash Dark Star's birthday decorations are insane. I mean, it is just over the top ridiculous. You can get a preview of it in the the banner that I did for the Release 63 live stream, but it's crazy in there.
There was some people asking if there was a dragon breathing because there was some weird staticky noise going on. It was actually, I had the client running in the background. I forgot about it, and it had been quiet, but then it started raining in game, so it started making the rain sound as background noise. So no, there is not a dragon in the background, and that is also not my dog snoring.
Okay, and then the Release 63 live stream is next Friday, the 8th. All right. So with all of that, there is now time to show off the Envy Angel, which is our latest boss creature. And those of you who've been with us for a while know that we have this concept of seasonal bosses. And these are bosses that we add to the game for a temporary amount of time that are tied to the seasons. And we have several so far. And the latest one that we've added is the Envy Angel. But we have one for the spring, the late spring season around, Easter time, which is the Arch Lapin, which is our nod to the famous bunny from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. We have one for the summertime, which is the Atavis of Purity. We have a fall one, which is Pumpkinhead. And we have a winter one, which is Krampus. Did I miss any? Did I get them all?
That's the 4 so far, and this will be number 5 of the 6.
Yeah.
Did you get ether whatevers?
Oh, and then there's the comet, right? And then there's the comet creatures that appear, and that's also fall-ish time frame too.
Well, yeah, they're periodic creatures, but they're not part of these seasonal guys.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, Chris is going to drive, and Keith Sanyo is going to narrate.
All right. Wish me luck, people.
All right. Good luck.
We're wishing you luck.
We normally have 2 or 3 people trying to control this stuff, and we still barely manage to get it to work. So I did a little practicing. Here we go. Let's see how we look. There we go. Perfect, right? Hold on.
I don't think I'll be able to see you playing. I think I'll see the delay that everyone else does, but I think I can anticipate what's going on.
Okay.
So I'll say first, this is in Necropolis Barrens, which is in the Perennial Coast, which is on the Love Path. For people who don't know where that is, it's on the bottom right of the Novi map. If you go to Arteris, just go west for a while, and eventually you'll come to the Necropolis Barrens area. It's a tier 5 scene, or it has been. Now it's tier 5 plus. When you go in the scene, you're going to want to stick to the left, and when you'll go in the first exit, take the road on the left, follow the road to the next exit on the western side of the scene, and you'll find a courier there. His name is Hyun, and he's got some troubles going on. He'll tell you how he was trying to do a shortcut. I won't give all the details away of the quest, but it's not that complicated a quest. But he was trying to do a little shortcut. He through the Necropolis Barrens, not a smart thing to do, and he got basically waylaid by some bad guys. He saw a bunch of bodies of dead couriers around, and he just got out of there as fast as he could. But the problem is he left some of his letters behind. He's not sure how many. He's very flustered. He's probably not that smart. And he's hoping you will go back and get some of those letters for him from the area. He explains that they are love letters. So there's a connection with the Envy Angel right there. And he needs you to get 5 letters. They can't be duplicates. So you have, letter 1, letter 2, letter 3, letter 4, letter 5. And when you get all 5, you bring it back to him. So this is different than the last 2 seasonal quests, which had you go to Kinga and Ronan in the castle in Brittany, in central Brittany. And this one, it's kind of self-contained. And this one is also different than the previous ones because it actually turns into a daily mission that'll stay all year round. So you'll get the first set of letters, and then he'll let you know that he doesn't have enough. He still needs more. If you can bring him 5 more, a set of 5 more, then that would be helpful. So he's kind of a scaredy cat and trying to sort through things, and that's why you need to help him. So once we take the quest from him, then we can start down the road, continue down the road toward the Envy Angel house area.
By the way, this is my favorite part right here. I hadn't noticed this when I came through here earlier. If you ask him about Ghost,
he's afraid of ghosts.
The reaction he gives is
Yep. Yeah, I like to put in like a lot of special emotes for the responses of the NPCs. It helps them feel alive instead of just standing there, sort of just like wagging their head and like twitching their arms back and forth. I like to make them cry and laugh and read and all sorts of things. Yeah, shrug. They're very animated when I work on these guys.
There's another player here. I'll just invite him to my party and we can go do this together.
For people who might forget that this is in the Necropolis Barrens, you can actually ask a bunch of NPCs in general, not all of them, but a lot of them in the Perennial Coast area about Envy Angel or some stuff. And there's kind of a legend of Envy Angel, just like a little sentence or two that a lot of the NPCs might know about, especially in like the Artist and Sultan areas. But there's also some random NPCs here and there that might know about it. But you can talk to NPCs. They kind of know about something's up in the Necropolis Barrens, and that'll tip you off to like, oh, that's where it is.
Oh,
so
that trident. Oh yeah. Oops.
So I wanted to make this a daily quest because I like the idea of like of having some side quest where you pick it up for the first time and then you can kind of keep doing it. There's no reason for a lot of quests where you couldn't have like a simpler follow-up that is similar to the first one but allows you to come back and do it again. And if people are going to keep coming back from the Envy Angel, it's nice to overlap some of these quests, some of these purposes. So this alley right in front of us is leading to the Envy Angel area. So when Chris goes forward, we'll eventually see her house on the left side of the road. And in her area, you'll notice there will be there'll be a handful of dead bodies on the ground already. The dead couriers that weren't as lucky as Hyun. And there will be ghosts of dead couriers. There will be imps that have some oddball things to say. The imps are called admiring imps because they are fans of the Envy Angel.
Some of these are just dead players.
Yeah. Here's a secret tip. I'm gonna share it here. Some players know about the undelivered package and undelivered letter quests that we have. There's a chance that you might actually get that quest here as well from one of these dead couriers. So potentially there's yet another quest that you might pick up in this area. So these ghosts are slightly tougher than the rest of the scene, at least. There's a few that might be like not just like one tier up, but an extra like 2 tiers up. The imps aren't that tough, but imps are annoying because they might steal your stuff. So you're gonna watch out for that. I mentioned that you can get the letters that you're looking for in this area. So you can get them from the imps, which maybe isn't that tough. They don't always give you all the letters you need. There's some letters down here on the ground. Sometimes you'll get one, sometimes you don't. It kind of depends upon some random factors. And then, of course, as you run around, you'll eventually find the Envy Angel in this area. And the Envy Angel has some, if you remember when we were talking to Hyun a couple of seconds ago, he was doing special emotions to talk to him. Well, you can't talk to the Envy Angel, but if you get to watch her for a while, you'll see she does some things that are a little bit vain. Like she definitely wants the attention. She is jealous of all these letters that are all around, and she wants the attention that these love letters, the recipients of the love letters, the would-be recipients of the love letters would have. She wants that attention for herself, and that's why her people, her minions, her imps are sort of are trying to get these letters to sort of pretend that they're being given to her. There's also some extra letters here that are not love letters. So all the special letters you're looking for are called like love letters of the something, and sometimes you'll find just like letter from a questionable admirer, and that's not the letter you want.
Are these walls available to the players?
Those are player walls. Yep, player decker walls. Hedges. I forget the official name, but they're dead hedges. So the envy angel, she'll walk around, sometimes outside the hedges, sometimes inside, sometimes in her own house. She might go up to her own mirror and admire herself. She might go next to her harp and play a little bit of music with her own instrument. These ghosts that you find here, they also have something to say. They're looking to complete their tasks of delivering the letters, but of course that's sadly never going to happen for them. So it's a little tragic.
There we go. Now I've got a party.
There you go.
So I probably messed up in that I took this quest earlier and did it as a practice.
That's okay.
I did not.
So,
it. So
as long as you did it and didn't clear it out in the way a dev can, you probably are on the daily version of the quest. So immediately after you finish the regular quest, you go on the daily version, and the daily version is essentially the same thing. Some of the wording is a little different. You will the first time through the daily version, you will have a task in your taskbar, but after that you won't have the task. But that doesn't mean you can still always come back, grab 5 more letters, and bring it back to the courier, and he'll give you a reward for that. But you can only do that once per day. Basically, the first time you do it, you'll do the one-time version of the quest, and then immediately afterwards you can do the first time for the daily. So you can basically do the quest twice in a row, bam, bam, while you're fighting the envy angel, and then from then on it's once a day. But like I said before, sometimes you might check out some of the dead bodies, the dead couriers over here. You might get the repeatable undelivered mail quest, and of course envy angel. What's her special weapon that she drops? It's a bow, right?
Yes, it's supposed to be a bow, although I've been tasked to investigate whether or not it's actually dropping.
Yeah. And I see Maxine there.
And there's the envy angel. We never actually. I was distracted and somebody killed her while through.
Yeah, she's got a good look. Probably a little hard to see right now. Oh.
There she is. She's green with envy and has a green bow.
Yeah, she has special green effects. There's a poison-related theme to her, which is very nice. When you end up destroying the letters, there's a similar sort of green swirly effect around the letters that you're destroying on the ground. We have a new gimmick, by the way. I'll mention the letters on the ground. Originally, they were supposed to give her power, but we ended up not being able to do that because we needed to have an NPC giving her powers and not an object. But one thing was left on the object of the letters on the ground. So if you right-click on the letter, you can actually read what letter is assigned to that. You can read the content without actually picking the letter up. That might be something we might use more in the future on other things. I'm hoping that we can get that added to switches and other things, and you'll be able to read something without it actually having to be a letter, like an actual letter object or a book. So that's kind of exciting for me. So this area, for players who might remember this area, it used to be spiders. There was another area with spiders also. I think we're in the northwest quadrant of this map. So in the southwest, there were a few spiders there. So I made sure that the boss, the higher tier spiders that were here, I moved them. I didn't get rid of them. We moved them to the area that is like exclusively spiders now in the left side of the map when you first enter. And there were also some spiders around, spiders and skeletons, and the skeletons were shuffled around as well. I'm afraid the wolf population took a little bit of a hit. I don't know that anyone will miss them. And then, of course, we added in this higher challenge enemies. That's a real wishing well right there if you want to make a wish.
She's tough, but she's not crazy tough. There's some people who were disappointed that she wasn't tougher. So I've already said I'll probably make a Arc Envy Angel or an Envy Archangel that's a tougher version, slightly larger version that has a higher drop rate that we can find someplace to put her. But
Yeah, we could even randomize it in here if
Yeah, that's what I
your
was thinking.
intention.
Like 1 in 10 times or something. We've done that in a few places.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there a PvP person here killing me? Is that I have a little girl in front of me. Oh, yeah.
So this area also used to be full of a lot of trees, and especially like the pine trees, which blocked a lot of ground level visuals. I removed a lot of that to improve the fight space here. I'm very interested in watching the players play right now, because obviously when I'm playing, it's really just me when I'm doing the testing. But being able to see players again and again coming into the area and fighting, I get to see like a different perspective, and I want to make sure that there's enough clear space. We need the line of sight blockers, and that's why the hedge is there and the house itself. But we also want to have open space, so when you're fighting, you can pull back, you can shoot at range, you can do your AOEs. You know, I don't want to destroy some of the tactics you want. I just want to make it so that you sort of like need to move around a bit. You can't just always expect to have the exact same fight situation every time you come in. Oh, Chris is dead.
Oh yeah, you're behind times. Fizzle showed up here as PvPer. I was like,
yeah, I don't see it.
Me
so we have two things. I'm watching Twitch, and I'm also watching our side chat, and I don't see the game playing on the side chat. I see it on Twitch, so I'm always a few seconds behind.
How am I doing, Maxine?
Oh, there's the Envy Angel. We can see her standing right there, shooting her green blast. There's her bow.
And Fizzle killed me again.
So everyone's here fighting her right now. She's obviously getting a lot of special attention because of the live stream. I suspect that after the live stream, things might calm down. There might be a better arrangement of players. I love the idea of what you said, that have like a tougher version of her. That would be great. That we can alternate that in there.
This is also, I'll call out another bug that I already saw in here that we're taking a look at right now, which is the pathfinding in here seems to be pretty bad. So she can misbehave quite a bit of the time. We're taking a look at that. And for those who got here late, this release was crazy and up to the last minute. Even though we got it out and probably to the players looked like any other release, but the moving and all that stuff, there are a lot of days. I was actually going in getting up at 4 a.m. and going to the office and making 2 runs to the office, because that's the only way to avoid those hour-long drives we were talking about. So,
yeah, your hours were crazy this last month.
Yeah. That's I worked 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. most days this week, trying to get everything moved out without crippling the build, and I basically just told everybody else to finish the build, make it work. So if things are a little rougher than normal, that is why we will get things cleaned up in this next week, though. Dungeon encounter rooms, I know, is one thing that people are screaming about that is big, and her bow not dropping is another one, which I haven't seen it drop either, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got Maxine hitting keys for me here.
So she's got her fence is roughly a big rectangle. She's got 4 entrances inside the hedge, the north, south, east, west. She's also got a couple of points of interest within the hedge. You're right next to the well right there. On the opposite side, there's like a little lover's bench indentation in one side. She's got some little bushes by her doorway and behind her house. And pro tip, if you're looking for some of the letters, check inside the bushes. Maybe something's stuck in there. I think one might be at your feet. Sometimes one on the rock where you're standing.
Oops.
Sometimes they're on the little hills to the left and right. So then the letters that you might want to look for aren't always within the hedges. Sometimes they're outside her property. You can see the sort of envelopes that get left behind. And those objects are randomized as to where they might be. So it's not necessarily the same place every time that you come into the scene. We got a couple of light sources, the braziers, just to make sure. I don't know what players prefer, but to me, it feels like the homeowner probably would have some sort of light source there.
And sorry, but as a developer and one of the guys who has to look at performance stuff, anytime I see a light in game, my instinct is to turn it off.
I could switch it. I could have some of them automatically off by default. If that's your preference, I think that would work out okay. And that's usually what I do. But we were a little hectic. Usually, I have like 50% or less of the lights turned off by default. But
T Branch is talking about the torture stuff. He says the chair definitely rocks. That table was phoned in though. Maybe we need to take another look at that table.
Well, yeah, except we also gave them a hanging cage. So we gave them an extra piece of furniture. So, to make up for it. So, it's fine.
A lot of activity going on in this scene.
Now, there wasn't when I was here earlier. Strange. It's almost like they followed the stream around.
Yeah.
And we've got a few people here who are killing other players. I see Fizzle's still there. Hey, Fizzle, if you're listening, I did turn on God mode so I could actually demo this stuff and I could see what was going on. I think all my stats are set to like 120 and you'd still kill me. Bam, bam, bam. What? So next release, I will say one of the big things I'm going to be doing is getting back to a lot of the stuff I've done in the past. These last 2 months for me have been insane because we had to move our game servers last release. For those who didn't even know, we actually moved our game servers completely to a new location that has a better connection. We didn't want to, but the old place had been acquired and was kicking everybody out, so we had no choice to move but to move out of our data center. So that's pretty much I lost part of December and all of January, and then I lost all of February to the office move that we're doing kind of secretly. So next month I will get back to combat balance type stuff, and the stuff I was working on up until the last 3 months or so. And I will also get all those dungeon bugs I just saw people talking about ironed out. Oh yeah, so let's see if I have enough love letters. I've got 3. There's child, forlorn, wife. I need 5 different variations though, right?
Right, correct. You can't have any duplicates. So 4 of them you can get from the ground or from the imps or from the envy angel. 1 of them you can only get from the imps or envy angel. There's a moderate chance you can get it from the imps. There's a good chance you can get it from the envy angel. Basically, I wanted to make sure that at least one of the letters you had to earn through combat. The others potentially you can get for free, by picking up off the floor, if you find the right combination. So we're also working on something. Right now, you can see that in your compass, you have 2 blue markers. You have a search here marker in the area where you are, and then you also have a return to the courier marker. What we're trying to do, what we couldn't do was, I wanted it to be, if you don't have all 5 letters, then you have the search here marker only, not the return to NPC marker. And then once you do get all 5, it flips, and you don't have the search here anymore. You get the return to the courier marker. And that way that the system is smart enough. And I could do that if it's just a one-time quest, but because of the daily, there's some extra factors involved that made it harder to do. But we have our best technicians working on updating that. Joaquin's going to make that happen.
Yeah. Joaquin will get it done.
Yeah.
Joaquin, for those we've had a lot of compliments on the Crown Store and how much easier it is to use. Joaquin was in charge of that, which for everything that was obvious to the player, there were like 20 things going on behind the scenes that were not obvious.
Yeah, he did a great job of sorting through, not just sort of converting what we had on the web store, but also sorting through all the needs of all the people at the company, trying to say, I'd like it this way, but not this way. Someone else would say, well, I'd like it this third way, but maybe not that first way. We had to sort of pick and choose which was most sensible, and he did a great job. And he's just continuing to make it better too. He didn't just do it and leave it. He keeps coming back to it and making it better and better.
Yeah, there's some features players probably don't even know about. One of them is there's a daily sale now. As we look for ways to give you a reason every day, there's a random daily sale.
Speaking of random, how about some prizes?
The prizing. Do it.
Oh, no, I do it? Okay, hold on. Let me... So, it looks like a rough pirate outfit goes to Buckaroo Banzai. A Darkstar fur-collared cloak, it says digital in parentheses, goes to Armelian Versaz. Lord British versus Darkstar Battle Banner, digital, is Bolt, B-O-L-T-E. The Darkstar Shield, digital, goes to Phineas Fingers, like that name. Darkstar Shield Pattern Pack, digital, goes to, is it Cafe Night Breeze or Cough Night Breeze? Darkstar Basement Entrance Eternal Pattern goes to Balkoff. Woo! Man, I lucked out with these names. I know some of you guys read off the names and it just ends up being impossible, but I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but at least they seem pronounceable. So congratulations, all winners.
For those who are late to the stream, I see some people talking about it in chat and some people confused. So that was our big secret announcement. Was we'd actually been planning this for a little while, but then we had somebody help us along the way, which is our landlord wanted a 4-year lease at the old place, and also more than doubled our rent. We'd already been talking about doing this because we all hate the commute and we were all working from home quite a bit. The team, I saw some concerns about how to keep people motivated at home. If you look at our team, the person with the least tenure, I'm trying to think who the newest person is. It may be Dr. Bob.
Oh, Dr. Bob, yeah.
Dr. Bob, who's been there more than 2 years. If I had any doubts on anybody on the team, we probably wouldn't have done this, but this team is absolutely freaking amazing in terms of productivity and maturity. So also, we are still doing all the things we did before. In case I didn't clearly state it, we no longer have an office. We are all working from home. I will say there's a pretty good chance that we will get another office, but the thing that had been killing us was, in fact, a lot of players know this firsthand, is moving our office in the way that it was set up, where we had to move 17 physical servers. We had to move a ton of priceless Ultima artifacts and paintings and original Hildebrands that were all crazy. Rare. No. Hold on, I'm not doing the stream. And it literally takes us 2 weeks or more of complete, like the entire office and paying people to move stuff. We wanted to get away from that just because Austin real estate is really horrible in terms of getting office spaces. The other thing was we looked at it. We had several people who work remotely full time. People work from home several days a week, kind of on average. And as we are moving into the next part, I think people have probably seen now that our revenues have actually gone up. And it was not just about that. It was about we didn't want to justify, instead of spending $10,000 on a cool office that we all don't appreciate that much because it's frustrating to drive to, we'd rather spend $10,000 on advertising. So it's that type of thing where not only is it a much better quality of life, if the people who are doing it are mature enough to make it work, but it also is the financial savings as well. We do daily stand-ups. I need to post this morning's. We also are going to be getting together next Wednesday. We're getting together to talk about some crazy town stuff that we're just doing team lunches where we get together twice a week or so and have team lunches where we all meet up. There's a little girl. Don't bump into that pumpkin. So anyway, so yes, we are office free. The other thing is, now that we do not have like the museum, we don't have to move the servers. We probably will get some more space, and actually I've already identified another game company in town that has some free space that will let us let our guys go there for free and use their space, because really all we need at this point is people just need, like, if you want to move into a space, we need 4 walls and an internet connection. That's pretty much all we need. Whereas before it was, like I said, weeks of effort to move each and every time. So anyways, for those who arrived late, that is why we are office free. What I expect to see, and what we're already seeing, that is employees have more time to work, and more employees spend more time working on stuff. And communication is pretty good, even though we missed the being able to yell across the pit. We still are all on chat, and actually several of us have been spending all day long on Google Hangouts, so we can still chat and still have the video camera stuff going on. But anyways, very excited about that part of it, for those who were concerned. And yes, my 4-year-old, almost 5-year-old, has been photobombing me in here. Maxine, do you want to come say hi?
Hi.
Oh, no, not there. For those who have heard about the Maxine, say hi, Pumpkin.
Hi.
Perfect. Nailed it.
Well done.
Dog. But anyways, yes, so this is our first live stream also that we were not in an office together where we were all sitting by each other. Of course, that's the other thing, is we say that, but how, like, Richard is not there for the stream, but he's on the stream. And that's kind of what we were seeing anyways, was, you know, it was always a pain in the butt to get everybody in the office, because we were working from home for each of the live streams. So anyways, much better quality of life, much happier, and we also get to spend an extra $8,000-$10,000 a month on advertising, which is what the game really needs at this point. Which, reminder to players, that was, we had been not doing many ads because we were waiting to get the Crown Store ready. Right now I'm kind of waiting on pressing a button to do some more ads, because we have enough bugs from this place that I want to get those fixed before I start bringing people in. And the
All right. Well,
still back killing stuff.
everyone, for joining us for the weekly live stream. Again, this was our first live stream here remotely, and we'll be doing it this way going forward. And thanks for seeing our first glimpse at the Envy Angel. This was our latest seasonal boss. And thanks for all the birthday wishes, even if it was for winning prizes. I'm sure that they're sincere wishes for my birthday. And I'm excited to see how many of the Dark Star themed prizes we get. And don't forget, the dance party is on Monday in Ordinus Mortis. And again, if you haven't seen the decorations there, it is insane. So much. It is. They even made a custom chaos plus Mardi Gras heraldry symbol for my birthday. It's quite. Oh, and there's a parade. I forgot. There's a parade before the dance party. So pretty amazing stuff. Just sandbox for the win.
Are there beads? Do we sell beads?
We don't have beads.
We should sell beads.
So, yeah. Nor do we have full topless nudity. So it is not a true Mardi Gras experience. But
Sure, a few people will be drinking though.
But you can drink and you can puke.
That's like
so there you go. That's so you get a big portion of the Mardi Gras experience.
I saw a Kinetic feed over here said something about that now that we're office list, that means we can take applications from anywhere in the world. That was actually one of the considerations, not taking applications from anywhere in the world, but the old office wanting to force us into a 4-year lease when we know the team will probably be growing beyond the scale of that. So that's one of those things is we didn't want to commit to anything long term. But once we do get start hiring people up, we probably will get an office space of some sort. But like I said, it'll probably be 4 walls and an internet connection because new people, like I said, everybody on the team has been here for years. But hiring up new people is a little more work because we have to train them on a lot of stuff. So not taking worldwide applications just yet, but we are letting people who are local, who have already proven themselves over years, work wherever they want to. So,
all right. Well, thank you for joining us, and congratulations on all of the prize winners. And don't forget, Release 63 live stream next Friday, 3 o'clock.
Okay, big question: who are you going to raid?
Oh yeah, we'll go do a raid. I'll go. Let's go see.
Tazar's asking about outside sewer dungeon room. I have not had time to do anything but carry junk out in boxes and move lots of servers. In fact, if I'm forced, it's because I sat in a server room for a data center room for 6 hours, 8 hours straight, and those things are not pleasant in terms of low humidity and super windy and loud. So anyways, I will have time to do things. That's what I was saying is this next, starting in March, I should get back to the old Atos stuff that makes the game a lot better, hopefully.
All right, we're going to raid Sheldon Cooper.
Ooh, Sheldon. And there's a few people, I'm caught up on all of the crown upgrades on pots, but there's a few people I need to get crowns to for the live streaming stuff. If you are a live streamer, make sure and email me. But yes, I'm a little bit behind because I got behind on when I went on vacation. That's it. All right. That's it. I'll shut up now.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
See ya. I'm clicking the stop streaming.